This is Johnny Cycles of CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of mulliganing and keeping modern janky. We have we're 21 lands, right? So kind of expect to see some one-landers, but we seem to see a lot of one-landers. All right, we got the 2 lands we'll keep. Kind of like all these cards, right? This is our long game. This is our protection. Emperor. Maybe we just put... Oh, man. It's the namesake card, right? But okay, commercial district, surveilling, a bloodstained mire. Try to see if our opponent feels like talking. Having 2 fetch lands it's fine if we get them back, right? But so we'll go ahead and get a forest, play a vessel. Looks like we might be up against a storm, which means we can't really go shields down, huh? Well, we're going to. Opponent seems to be on some sort of storm, but maybe they're not. I was and we will go ahead and crack. What do we want? We can get this Springheart Nantuko. All right, opponent says it's the only deck that plays. Yeah, I know it's the only deck. All right, so we will play this. See what they have. Play a land. Get an insect token. And hopefully not die. That's what we're hoping to not happen. So opponent's at... I mean, we have 3 fatal pushes to answer any sort of like creature they manage to cast, but will they actually... Okay, so they're going to cast... They don't have the 2. So, I mean, I can kill this, right? But they're going to probably still go off this turn. Some interesting sequencing with this on the stack. All right, so we got rid of their Ral. Might just have another one though. Where shields down. If they do. Lost a flip. I don't even know what that does. I'm trying to read it, but all right. Takes all the top 3 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. All right, we'll just F6. All right, so our opponent, I mean, but the medallion is so powerful, right? Like they can now go get a wish or use wish to go get a row. I mean, they can just do so much. Another. Let's see if they passed in flames. No, they did pass the turn, so they ran out of. They did a lot of stuff, but maybe we will not go shields down. All right, so we have no lands. So we really want to get this evolution witness down to get a land back. But given that we are missing lands, we have double fatal push. All right, well, let's see. Fatal push, snake spin. I think we're gonna just take it slow. I mean, our opponent fizzled when we killed the Rao. Maybe that's gonna happen again. Says instants and sorceries. I mean, it's gonna be good to have double fatal push, I think, to try to fight what they're up to. Okay. And that costs 5. This flashback. So they cast it from their exile. It looked like it showed 5 on the resolution. They only tap 2 mana. Desperate ritual. All right, so they can just go with Grape Shot if they can chain together enough spells, and they don't need to worry about a Ral. We're looking to hopefully just draw. Even like a land would not let us get anything back. So Evolution Witness. I'm just thinking out loud. This deck is a lot harder to play than it looks to me. There's just a lot of different lines and a lot of different sequencing and mana issues. So we could have played Innkeeper's Talent and just had the one fatal push up. But then next turn we could do Evolution Witness, counter, get the land. Then we'd have fatal push up. But we took a line instead of defensively to try to be a little patient. We'll see if they end up finding another Ral. They have 4 manas. No, they have 6 manas. Yeah, so could just be a big great shot. Here comes the Ral that we will attempt to kill. And it'll push that. I mean, I'm hoping that the Storm deck, without Grape Shot and without Ral, they fizzle. So we're going to get rid of the Ral. They won the flip. Cast that with flashback. I'm going to read that in a second. Any of those cards in main house, put them in the graveyard, then create 0. For each card put in the graveyard this way, there's tokens. Okay, so they're going to get that again. So right now we're looking at opponent needs to Grape Shot us, I think. Or have more than, or have 2 more Rals, which is possible. I mean, they're looking through a lot of cards. And they have a wish. So they could go, they find their 3rd Ral and they have one on the sideboard. Can't F6 because we have another fatal push. So eventually there, I think they can wish Grape Shot us. Where's the Grape Shot? And we are going to be dead. All right, what do we have against Storm? Basically nothing. We could have Damping Spheres instead. We do have the ley lines of the void. That does shut off their graveyard stuff, which is good for us. Otherwise, I mean, we can bring in Assassin's Trophy. But what we saw there is they can just not care. Well, they had to get a lot from the graveyard. I was gonna say they can just not care about they just care about their storm count versus getting things back from the graveyard. But if we shut off the graveyard, there's a good chance they won't be able to get their storm count up. Cursed Marauder could be good if they don't just go off with their dude. All right, so Innkeeper's Talent seems kind of slow. Vessel of Nascency seems pretty slow. We'll take out a Vessel, and we'll take out one of these. So far, I've not been impressed with Spring Heart and Tuco because, yeah, we can go wide with it and grow the team. We just haven't gotten to a situation where we can actually do that. Well, we have the ley line, but we don't have any more lands. We need hit runner, runner, runner lands, essentially. And we have no answer for, we're going to try Mulligan and hopefully we'll just see another ley line. But here's a bunch of lands. Man, this is painful. Yeah, I feel like maybe this is one of those instances where we either keep the first hand and risk never drawing another land, or just mulligan again and hope to see 2 lands, fatal push, a creature, and a ley line in our 5. Sigh. Urborg. So we're good at drawing these lands. Inquisition, is that even worth keeping? We'll keep it. Just it does give us a way to interact with something of what they're doing. I keep thinking we have a ley line in hand for some reason, which we do not. I was thinking if we draw a ley line, we can cast it, since at least we're in black and we have all the mana we need. Alright, I have 6, which is not what I'm supposed to do in any way, shape, or form against Storm when I have a fatal push up, but never F6. We'll say though that Storm is one of the more miserable decks to play against. And I guess, as a lover of Jank, Storm has been well beyond tier 1, like tier 3 perhaps, for a long time now. Until Modern Horizons 3. So for all the people who just love Storm the way I love Dragons, good for you, man. Y'all got the deck you wanted. Let's see, Desperate Ritual. Okay, so we're going to take the Grape Shot. It only does so much, though, right? And they could top deck a Ral, and we'd just be very sad. I mean, I think we just have to keep playing conservatively because we don't have anything going on. They don't really have anything going on. If they just don't draw a draw spell or a way to recast things, then they're not going to be doing much anything. So we get an insect token. Pass the turn. All right. We have no clock, right? It's turn 5 going on. I mean, turn 4. Our opponent, we took their Grape Shot, but they didn't have anything to chain together anyway, but they had their enablers, so they're bound to find something. pretty soon. A Past in Flames would be what they're really looking for. This is where we want to find a Leyline of the Void. And they do have so many ways of just finding. So they're kind of whiffing a little bit, it seems like. They have so many ways of finding what they need. Never know about those blood moons. We could use. We'll just have to hold on to this Urborg. Man, so many manas. So many manas. We have 21 lands and we are flooding out in a way that is just so painful. So, I mean, this is where Springheart with one Bristly Bill, man, one Bristly Bill, and suddenly things are looking up. I mean, granted, we can't grow the team right away, but we're getting to the point where if we draw Bristly Bill and untap with it, we can put counters on our team. And we're still in a situation where we can't F6 because of our Fatal Push. Okay, well, we're on like a 3-turn clock when we make another insect token with one of these lands. Opponent, it looks like they might be going for it. They must have found something. Or maybe they just found another exile effect. Nope. Oh, they were going to lose it. And another one. And another one. Can I bestow it on this guy? Well, now we're really seeing the power of Springheart and Tuco. It's making a whole lot of dudes. I mean, we're now on a 2-turn clock if they don't do anything. I mean, if we get there through the grinding, they have all their pieces and they can't find a Ral or way to go off. We did take their Grape Shot with the Inquisition, so that was good for us. A Braid. Okay. That does keep them alive, it looks like. Unless we can find something. Alright, how do we want to do this? So we're going to go... Do we just get another Springheart and Tuco? I don't think this is enough, though. They're going to go to 2. We have to fade another draw. We still have the Fatal Push. I mean, we can theoretically... man. I feel like there is a miss point in there somewhere, right? There has to be. All right, well, after saying I haven't been impressed with the Nantuko, he's literally just taken over this game for us without the Bristly Bill. Opponent, they're trying. They got their Ral. But that is not going to be good enough, I don't think. Past in Flames, though, and Wish. Past in Flames, we definitely don't want to see. They can cast Wish, though, and then they might be able to win this turn, and that would be very painful for us. We have seen, though, that a Timely Inquisition can slow down Storm. They don't always have it, apparently. Just they seem like they do. Just seems like they always have it, but they don't always have it. What did they just cast? A Desperate Ritual, Desperate Ritual. Wish to go for Grape Shot, maybe. Or just another Row. Of course, Past in Flames. Okay, well, as soon as they cast their Row, we'll kill it in F6. But man, what a comeback from our opponent. They found exactly what they needed. Finally, it took a while for them. I feel like we could have won there somehow. I don't know. The way the points added up, we're so close, right? It feels like we were very close to being able to win. Maybe if we'd taken a different line. I don't know if there was a different line to take, actually. I mean, we could have gotten the Spring Heart back and bestowed the Spring Heart that turn. And maybe got an extra point of damage in so they couldn't fetch. That might have been the thing to do. But this Past in Flames, I mean, they still have an ability to just, I think, grape shot us to death. So now we can have 6. They lost the flip. They say they forgot about the damage, and so did I. The Eldrazi token does a damage, I think, is how it works. All right, so opponent, they misplayed and cost them, but sometimes that happens. So we could just we could bring in some Terra Sunders to be very reactive to shut down their combo, take out these vessels maybe. All right, so all right, we are again with a bunch of 2-drops and a ley line. We saw how our opponent really relies on the graveyard. Do we risk just missing land drops forever and ever for the sake of this ley line? We went with it last time and we were okay, we're gonna go for it. We got a couple looks at it. Save my question. Trying to chat. My opponent got chatty a little bit. That's nice. Thank you, opponent. We don't have an answer for Ral, which is kind of makes me sad. So far, we've had an answer this whole time for Ral, and we have this. So we're gonna try out. We're trying out a different way, right? We're testing out. Can we win? Is the ley line better than the fatal pushes? Our opponent is already going off. So at least we are hosing their graveyard. Is it going to be good enough? We will see. I mean, so their game within the game right now is if I F6, they know I don't have a fatal push. If I don't F6, maybe they think we have a fatal push. All right, opponents get another ruby medallion. Do we get lucky? Now our Terrace Under does not look all that great. Land, please. Hey. Hey now. That's what we wanted to see. All right, so we can, I mean, the Terrace Under does, I mean, what does it do? It makes this Past in Flames castable next turn. It would be better if we could just have cast Terrace Under if they'd only had the single Ruby Medallion. I'm going to say I'm trying out something new, but then I do my second land. So apparently sometimes it's worth keeping your second land or one lander with Leyline because you draw your second land. Here we would love to see a third land. We just want to draw lands for a while, to be honest. Emperor Bones, not the greatest against our opponent no matter what, so we'll more often than not be looking to get our own creatures back. So the Leyline doesn't really hurt us there. Tiny Bones and Leyline don't go that well together. All right, so opponent's running out of action. Do we hit a land? Yes. So we can do Spring Heart again, or we can go ahead and run out the Bristly Bill and grow it to a 4/4. All right, we're getting pretty lucky here with our lands. This time we will hold on to our, we'll have to just click. We can, they have the Abrade, we can respond and grow it and hold up. We just, I'm just trying to say hold up Fatal Push mana, but I have a feeling that if they go for the Abrade first, we're going to end up fetching and just getting the Surveil land so we can set up our draw because we really could use another fetch land. That into the graveyard. That's a perfect Surveil land. Gonna get a counter on that dude and hopefully it survives. We would love to hit another land. Okay, well, Fatal Push is pretty good for us. this allows us to hit for 5 plus get the value. So now we're seeing Nantuko kind of in a nice spot, right? I mean, it took over game 2 even though we didn't win the race. I mean, either way, our opponent misplayed. We didn't win the race. If another land, it's probably too much to ask for, to be honest, in a deck that runs 21 lands and hit 2 off the top. But so anyway, if we make another land drop, we are looking at Evolution Witness, land, put a counter on Evolution Witness to get back another land, for instance, or just and pay the mana to start making copies of Bristly Bill. Do they make them non-legendary? Whenever you can, whenever a land you control enters, you may pay 2. If Springheart Nantuko is attached to a creature you control, if you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature. So we don't want to make a token because it's a legendary creature, but so they're digging. Refilling their hand. We do have a Fatal Push now. And we answered with the Ley Line to help shut down their graveyard, the Fatal Push to answer their Ral, and the Terra Sunder to go after a single Ruby Medallion. Another Terra Sunder would be good. There's the Ral. But we do have the Fatal Push, so we're not just going to die to that, thankfully. And never not have it for us this game. That's the only reason why we're still playing. Lands and like we're on it's a pretty fast clock if we can just make land drops. Deals 1 damage to you, yeah. If you lose the flip. So they lost the flip and only in the last game, and that's how they lost. I'll take it. They lost the flip, going to 12. They got 2. We got anything they can cast for 2 mana. Ren's Resolve again if they want. They might want to wait. They did get another Ral though. Is it going to be enough for them to go off this turn? It might be. We're out of mana. So fighting through the Ley Line. If they only had the 1 Ruby Medallion, right? But then they might have had 2 Rals. Storm, man. It just seems like a really hard matchup for any kind of mid-range grindy deck that doesn't, if we can't find our hate pieces or our answers to Ral. Because they have that inevitability. They have so much card filtering and card draw. And we're seeing it right now. Fighting through the hate. One card in hand, probably going to refill. They have the storm count, so the first Ral dies, but they get to transform their Ral, and then that they can do 2 damage. Let's see, or they can just ultimate, exile the top 8 cards of your library and the cast instant sources. So I mean, yeah, I mean we're basically. I don't know. They're out of mana though. Did they run? Are they done? Is that it? So we could really use a land, a fetch land now. No, I'm about to say they must still be able to cast things, right? So until your next turn, instant and sorcery spells cost 1 less colorless to cast. All right, so they did run out. They did sort of fizzle, which is amazing with all that. What do we want though? So we can evolutionary witness. We can only get this guy up to a 7/7, right? Costs 5. All right, so Get the land. I mean, our opponent's thinking, I mean, this is a win no matter what, really. So this does 2 damage as you choose. So I think we're going to have to put the counter on this Evolution Witness again, just to keep it out of range. We could, I mean, it doesn't matter. We don't, it is what it is. I mean, they have 1 card in hand. They have a Reckless Impulse. This, put it on top. I mean, it could have, oh man, you know what? That's the combo I'm just now learning. I could have put that in the graveyard and then drawn it with the Evolution Witness. Okay, that's some sweet synergies that I'm discovering. That's what the best part about playing a fun deck like this that has so many ins and outs, but it can be frustrating. Don't get me wrong. I just misplayed. I'm not sure it mattered given the game and the board state. 2-turn clock. I mean, we can't let him ultimate it, right? And it's just too much. Next turn we can kill him dead. But yeah, so that we could have drawn the Agatha's Cauldron by putting it in the graveyard with the Surveil. So that's a sweet little synergy there that is not on my radar at all until just now. So that's one of the reasons why you play the deck. They do have the Grape Shot and 2 cards. So what we really were hoping for is no like impulse effects where they can just chain together draws to build up their Grape Shot Storm count to kill us. We're at 16. We don't want them to kill anything, obviously, but with the Evolutionary Witness, there's an Evolution Witness, a chance we can get it back. All right, so then they managed to kill the insect token with, oh no, wait, what did they do? Okay, Ral did 2 target, okay, yeah, they killed both insect tokens. Pyretic Ritual, they're getting the storm count. It looks like they're going to try to kill us or just Bristly Bill. Looks like Bristly Bill. What is their final card? Can we get rid of this Ral? You know what we're drawing. Okay, so we're going to do this right, I hope. I think put a creature card exile with Emperor Bones onto the battlefield under your control. Beginning of combat, exile. Whenever one or more, so then I put that on there, and then it comes in. Huh. I can't adapt it though, right? Because I don't have the Bristly Bill out. We can kill a Ral. If we play Emperor Bones, at the beginning of combat, you get to exile target card from a graveyard. We'll exile. We could just creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. So if we do that and we want to adapt it, we can put bristly bill on. Hmm. We could also just do evolution witness to get the bristly bill back. Evolution witness. I'm just really struggling over here, folks. If you can't tell, the evolution witness only happens when you get a counter. So we have to adapt, get the evolution witness, put it onto the battlefield. I think we're just going to Agatha Soul Cauldron. Get rid of Leyline. Just don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't think I want to put, I think that was wrong. I'm not playing this optimally. I'm making a few mistakes. The lines here, I think, are not as clear as they should be. To me, I should say. So I think we misplayed in more than one way there. Let's just be honest. So like, if you're watching this and you're like, man, you're a content creator, don't even know how to play your deck. It's true, I don't. But also, I mean, come on, this is how you learn, and I want people to realize that learning a deck like this can be challenging and fun and all that stuff. So, um, all right. In the beginning of combat, exile one target card. Whenever one or more +1/+1 encounters are put on graveyard. Okay, so this is when, and I'm not even sure. So this is activated abilities. All right, so when we go to combat, exile up to one target card from a graveyard. You can see me struggling so much. All right, so we're going to exile the Evolution Witness. I think. So Evolution Witness, we can cast it without paying its mana cost, right? I didn't even attack. What am I doing? I clicked through combat. That was just. I mean, that's a problem with Magic Online and too many clicks and too much going on. I mean, we could have attacked for 10. So we had we could have adapted 8. I mean, that was a total punt on my part. So I mean, it is what it is. So we're gonna get the bristly bill down, get the forest. But I don't think it matters. Our opponent's really flooding out. They've been polite. They've been waiting. They've been sitting here patiently waiting through all my long turns too. I mean, granted, Storm plays a lot of long turns themselves. We don't have any targets. I think we already played a land. We don't have any creatures that we can put counters on, right? Because of that was also a mistake, but I'm running out of time. So that's what happened. I mean, I ended up clicking through combat just in that very spot right there. So opponent has a chance. I mean, opponent misplayed last game and lost the game. We're misplaying. We should have won the game there, and they scoop out the match. And it's over. All right. Well, woo! I tell you what, man. Like I said, content creators don't know their own decks. You don't have to watch the videos really, and most people don't even make it this far. But it's a fun deck. It's got a lot of ins and outs, and I think there is some value if it's a deck you're interested in watching to watch the mistakes too. But that's how you learn, and that's what I tell my kids. You make mistakes, then it teaches you something, then you learn something. So without mistakes, we don't learn. Yeah, I mean, you can also, if you make it all the way through, let me know in the comments. Hey, I'd rather not watch video of you making mistakes, learning the deck. Wait till you master the deck. But for me and where I'm at in my career in this field and how I like to play decks and my would-be target audience, I want you to see the mistakes. Not, that's part of Magic, and you shouldn't. You have to come back from them. You have to learn from them. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. If you made it this far, like I said, and for cyclesgaming.com, I'm Johnny Cycles. I'll catch you on the next one.
This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky. This is Johnny Cycles with cyclesgaming.com. If you haven't already, check out my original Magic the Gathering content over at cyclesgaming.com. I write about my various commander decks. I post articles and video of my gameplay of my various modern janky brews, and I'm publishing my science fiction fantasy novel, The Podkind, serially. If you enjoy the content, check out my YouTube channel, Johnny Cycles, and click that subscribe button. Everybody counts. As always, thanks for watching. This is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch y'all on the next one.